It's time for some FACEIT League. It's time for playoffs in full swing, 6th gear in the middle of the postseason. Lots going on, and we get some bonus Master Division action today. Master Division will go on here. Let's just go and pull up a bracket. Master Division will go on until Sunday, so this will all culminate into grand finals taking place this Sunday. We're down at top 6 right now as we kind of bring our focus back into today's match, and here in this lower bracket, we got TA, who were, I would say, divisional favorites coming into this. Coming out of regular season, TA were looking like your strongest team. TA's only loss, I believe, was to Frosttails, though. TA were more consistent, but they did drop the head-to-head. Still, particularly with Quick looking, stumbling a little bit there towards the very end of the season. We started to question TA and Frosttails, became the 2 favorites. Oh my, was that flipped on its head? That's an A. Was that flipped on its head? It's a 3-0 domination out of Quick. I don't know that anybody expected that. If we're looking back at some TA stats here, I was gonna say I know TA won the head-to-head, but if I remember correctly, it was 3-0. Yeah. Like, it was not close. Once TA took this 3-0, it really kind of propelled, at least in my mind, the TA up at the top of the leaderboard. I mean, both statistically, but also in our heads of this is the team to beat. This is the favorite in the tournament right now. Quick made short work of them on Thursday. Sent him down here into the lower bracket, finding the revenge in the 3-0. Quick now in the winner's bracket final. Wasp with an interesting story. So Wasp lose KDM mid-match against Incendia. Gets banned out. Right? Straight up banned out. And they still win the series. Somehow they still win the series. We'll see what happens with the Wasp roster. I anticipate we'll have Fate coming in. So TA, at this point, have got to be your favorites. We'll see how they bounce back after that 0-3 loss. But I feel like TA have to be your favorites in the lower bracket. And they've got a long road. Somoa picked for our random first map. Get that swap for you. We get the Junkrat band coming in from TA. It was a Juno band coming out from Wasp now. If we go back and look at the standings, Wasp coming in 9-6. Came through in the 7th seed. So now going up against the number 1 seed here in TA today. You figure TA's got to have a chip on their shoulder. Hungry to get back up and look for that revenge against Quick Esports. But, one step at a time. Their long journey through the lower bracket starts here on Somoa. Okay, we are getting Fate in. I was wondering about that. I think that's why the match had to get put on hold. Because that KDM was showed in starting, but Fate actually needed the invite. You're actually starting in the Ash here to back up Ostrix on the Wrecking Ball. We're getting Tama rolling out on a Winston here, which means you get a Lucio on a backline. I've been seeing this become more and more prevalent. We're getting less and less break, even with the threat of a Wrecking Ball. Still opting to go with the Lucio here. Good peel. Try to keep Ostrich off the vulnerable Takuno, as well as Lauren, for that matter. Still guns all pointed forward. Dive in from Tom and the nade to try to back it up. Doesn't hit anything, though. Wasp are able to elude it for now. Perhaps a fake cleanse if there was anybody hit, or perhaps just to avoid the purple altogether. Have low down low, and Tama was going to come in here and just make sure there's no free first cap given. In fact, Tama drives everybody from Wasp away. It's TA grabbing control at this point to start things off. Still no kills on the board. Have diving in to try to change that up, but a great nade out of Takuno, coupled with a great dive from Tama, and Wasp got put on the back foot from both angles. Good look at the roof there. In case you're wondering how, the integrity of that roof, we just gave it a good inspection just to be sure. Anj is covered, don't y'all worry. Audra, the 15% sound barrier lead coming into this second fight, is going to go ahead and drop it, but it gets bubbled. Hev is the only one who's able to receive that. QRXU gets completely mauled. Looking like a pack of hyenas just swarmed in. Audra finished off in the back as Peekaboo comes with their second kill in the fight. You gotta clean it up. Gets 2 more. Oh no! Oh no! That's not how that was supposed to go. Ostrix is up with the mines, but Tama in. Was able to get one. Traded out with that minefield. Poor Alba. TA still in control of the point through all of this, though. Peekaboo is Gucci, by the way. Now, that always throws me. I always have to go double check that one. Yeah, that's Gucci. 5 ultimates here for TA to work with. Only a Kitsune Rush on the other side. And Fate having to use a Swift Step just to catch up into this fight. Here comes Tama putting pressure in. Lauren's going to receive the nano boost. And it's a very up close and personal hold. Aggressive position here out at TA as they look to close this one out. Peekaboo finding that kill on the head. That's going to remove a lot of the stall potential. It's just up to Ostrix. There's nobody else to really tag in. Does get a nice roll through. There's a bit of duel going on with QRXU, but that 1v3 goes in TA's favor, as will this opening sub-maps. They'll get the coconuts to start things off here in this lower bracket quarterfinals. Sound barrier lands from Alba just to fin down a last-second touch, but there rain the coconuts. Oh, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I appreciate the follow. KCHG21. I appreciate the follow. Complete control out of TA there at map 1. Definitely look to have come in with a bit of a chip on their shoulder after that 3-0 shellacking from Quick last week. No changes compositionally. QRXU sticking with the Cassidy headed into this second round. Started off on the Ash, but it got punished way too quickly. Made that swap over on Beach. And it looks like the swap, you know, pays off here early. Gets a flashbang kill on Deguchi. Ooh. Almost got Alba with that. Early pressure up towards spawn side, but Gucci's able to steal a lot of that back. Does manage to force QRXU and the rest of the spawn hold out. Quite impressive for a Tracer, actually. Just and getting in the face of that Cassie. A scary proposition. Pile drive into the back line, trying to get on top of Lauren. Prioritizing that high damage output of the Sojourn. Hello, Tomlin's just going to go ahead and dive in. Gets booped out of the way of the nade, though. And here comes the roll through. An incredible split-second boop. I think it was actually Anj who got that one. I didn't see the Wrecking Ball push through at the time. Really nice play. Whoever got it. I believe it was Anj. Forces Tama out of the trajectory of that healing nade that would have kept Tama alive through that. Yeah, Area So 907 is happening off stream as well, simultaneously. Kitsune Rush in from Fate. Ooh, let's go check back in on that roll through. Alba in a bit of trouble, is able to survive, but Hev moves in to fight Takuno. So it's still just Lucio heals. TA are struggling to find entrance into downtown. Getting stymied on the offside. Whoop. Hev threw out a pulse bomb somewhere in there. Yeah, I'd love to have got both of these matches on stream. Nanobus engage coming in. Excuse me, sound barrier engage, rather. Stick lands, though. Nano boost thrown on to Lauren. That's the nano boost I was referring to. Quite a few ultimates invested. 4, as a matter of fact, from both teams. TA win the big rock fight. The big rock show fight. Been a bit of trouble on the outside. I think Gucci's in there looking for it. Yeah, can't quite get past on. Here comes Tama to help out. I mean, this small room would be ideal for a primal. But without the Yana, do they have the sustain to stick around in it? Going leaping all the way back. Try to chase QRXU. Couple of punches land. That'll get it done. Nice juggle. Tama leaping back in for more. Gets the swift step out. Trying to follow up on the carry. Will get them and have along the way. Beautiful primal rage there out of Tama. Drops down to grab the Mega. TA able to maintain control here in a relatively neutral fight. We have both tank ults. We're committed in that, but really good play out of Gucci. Puts a lot of pressure into the back line, and Tama is in the perfect timing to come follow it up, get in the thick of it. Now continues to threaten back here on the squishies. Bubble will get broken. Health pack control from QRXU forces Tama out. Yeah, Tama got stuck in a bad spot there. Sombra swap from Lauren, get a manual hack in on Ostrix, but they're still going to go roll it off to the point after picking up a kill on Takuno. Wasp, no. Leverage it, a player advantage. Flip this thing right on back. And they're going to use a Kitsune Rush to try to solidify it. Lauren looping around. Oop, let's get some Lauren pop. Does get the touch and does not get out. Tama does not make it back in. Neither Lucio able to use their sound barrier here for this final fight. We're just to swap a Lucio carry here from TA. Yeah, carry a lot more survivable against the dives. Have QRXU go into a Genji Tracer look, so good time for the backline to swap it to something a little bit more survivable. You have a lot more pressure coming their direction, and Tama facing the brunt of it here early. First to fall on Volcano. This will give cap over to Wasp. Where we had. Chandelier routine found out. Gucci able to scout that one. Ooh! Able to blink back on and grab the Mega. Maga swap out of Tama. Playing very conservative. You can see not pushing too far forward, not pressing in onto the supports. No, now survival both of Mars. Just trying to keep their backline alive through the dive. But Wasp are swarming in. And the Hive are finding some picks. Tama now isolated on this coastal side with nowhere to go. It's the final one to fall. And Wasp continues. They win this second fight. 36% counting on the board. This is Tama going into their third tank of the submap. Reactor side flank. Yeah, they're gonna push in this way. You gotta be careful of this pulse. Ooh, Gucci was not ready for that. Does grab the health pack. Kitsune Rush tossed in from Fate, and here comes all of Wasp kind of converging right on top of the Foxeladen bricks. Now we're gonna get the return rush thrown onto the point. Leap in, and the hazard doesn't quite land, but Takuno finds a shot onto Hev. Alba does 97% towards the sound barrier, and Anja's going to go ahead and throw theirs into this point, hitting the remaining 4 players. Ostrix with the roll through into the backline, trying to find Lauren. Good Suzu. Lauren pops the overclock, but the pile drive is good. Lauren's taken down. Anja's picked up out of the sky, though. And Gucci's trying to take this show on the road. Goes down, hunts QRXU down. TA will find some percentage for the first time. Ostrich stalling it out as best they can. Oop. I think was trying to do a ricochet bounce off that wall and just stop their momentum. Italian music, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you being here. Soundbarrier advantage now to Alba and TA. They're going to go ahead and throw that in. Tomo's in a bit of trouble. Hold it downpour. Looking to chase these supports. So, gone not from so much peel anymore. It's hunt down the back line now here from Tama. Manages to isolate Fate. It's a good pick to start things off, and still more work to do. Violent Leap lands, but Anj is able to make it up and over the box, and here comes QRXU with a little bit of backup. Forces Tama to give up on that kill. Still, TA maintain their control of this point through all of this. Tama still with that ultimate. Gotta careful. Trying to get the blade. Will not get... No, did not catch the blade. Hev's able to pick up 2. Ends up being a 2-for-2 trade on this point. Mines are over the objective, and Tama, once again with their back against the lava, leaps onto the point with 1 health. Is able to survive. Alba drops in the heel, skating in along the top. Tama is trying to stay alive. Eventually, Ostrich is able to roll through and overpower. With 97%, this could be the beginning of the end. Here for TA on map 1. Lauren's going to try to throw in a Deadeye. Find and kill. Gets QRXU with that. It's a huge pick. Heaven's going to go down. Sukuna's going to find another one. Gets a consider rush onto this point. Trying to use the double healing. Keeps Lauren alive through it. Using a Suzu as well. Tama has returned and TA is back in full force. What a clutch out of Lauren. Saves the day here for TA. God, that was close. That looked done and dusted. That looked done and dusted. And it's a Deadeye of all things. Of all things, it's a Deadeye that kind of starts that fall. And Fate with the, Takuna with a great pick through that Kitsune rush as well. Double support ult available for Wasp in this 99-99 fight to decide map 1. Let's push up to the left-hand side. The Kitsune rush already over the objective. 2 caught in a corner, barely able to make it around. I don't know if they're going to survive this with the sound barrier in. Woo! Wasp almost C9 the point. They're able to get back to it. Now sound barrier available here from TA. They're going to leverage that into kill onto Fate. Gucci trying to play this outside, but they're up. There's that outside word again. Ostrich retreats through their own minefield to prevent the chase there from Gucci. Still, we got a +2 on this point with Tama picking up a kill. Lord's already got another Deadeye, and this one finds Pattern as well. Somehow picks up the Lucio with the final kill shot onto QRXU. This 99-99 fight goes to TA as they take a very, very close map 1. Whew, what a map. What a map. Here, we'll come back to stats. Stats looking very close. Ostrich 24 and 3. But you're looking at Lauren with most damage there at 16k. Double check in. Make sure we don't miss. I like to get the picks on. Oh, hey, did I? Okay, so it's a Dorado pick coming out from Wasp. We are going to keep TA starting off on the right-hand side. Tank banned out there from Wasp. So a Wrecking Ball protect is what that is. And perhaps, I mean, even going into Dorado, I'd expect a Winston ban as well. Try to force Tama into something else. All right. I promise you some stats. Let's take a look back at that scoreboard. So we already mentioned Lauren got most damage. What else stands out to y'all? I will say, I mean, the DPS of TA Getting in the mix a bit, getting into the mix a bit more. We're also seeing the DPS from Wasp, taking a lot more punishment, and we talked about how through a lot of that TA was doing more peel back. Yeah, I mean, it varied. The strategy definitely varied from sub map to sub map. And when, TA on the Winston, they're able to just push into the backline, what we saw on Beach. It was a lot of punishment on the QRXU, who ends up going over into a Cassidy. And then once Wasp goes full dive, TA plays a little bit more peel, able to punish a little bit, but it ends up going to the hazard, swapping back over. What a good swap. I was worried. I was worried when TA made, 3 tank swaps there at the very beginning. You see them go Orisa into the Maga for a team fight, and then end up on the hazard and stay with the hazard. And I think that hazard might be where they land here, particularly if the Winston is what ends up getting banned out. It is, in fact, a Winston ban coming through from Wasp. Let me go get that plugged in for you, friends. And that was a Kiri ban on the other side. Again, we saw the Juno banned out that first map. Wasp play all kinds of strange double flex support backlines, so honestly, I think they can adjust. They play enough where they can adjust around those bans, but this could leave a lot more power in the Ana in here from Takuna. We'll see how they want to play it out. Let's get into Dorado. It's time for map 2. Thank you. Copyright free music. We are done with you. Arnie, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here. Enjoyed some tier 2 playoffs. Hey, that's the wrong button. We don't need more of my ugly mug. No, we don't need my ugly mug bigger on screen. No. Gartmeister coming in with the with the Junkrat no longer banned. Now, did they end up with the Junkrat? I was just thinking about, because wasn't Junkrat originally banned? And then, wait a minute. Okay, it was the Junkrat and the Juno ban. The Juno ban just came from Wasp. That's where I got backwards. My bad. So talking about interesting backlines. We're looking at a Brig Zen backline. And what could be a vulnerable Gertmeister up here on the high ground. I'm surprised you don't run no QRX. You go into such a high ground dominated map, and you take your hit scan out of the equation. We'll see if that move comes back to haunt Wasp here, as Gertmeister is in fact the first to fall. Lord doesn't even get up to the high ground. That's just from the low ground, picks up a pair. Gucci's gonna go find 2 more, double down. And there's a swift first fight. And it's not just into the courtyard, but look at all the progress TA have made off of that. The cart long made it through the archway, meaning that this could just be a one and done. You never see a one and done on Dorado. I don't think Hev's gonna make it back. No, there's no chance. That is a one and done on Dorado. Little damage pressure on the back. Try to keep TA from moving up into that high ground. And Ostrich is going to continue to mount this pressure as much as possible. Try to force TA into an uncomfortable spot. But TA is able to maintain their balance through all of this. Like some kind of Boston Dynamics robot you can't kick over. TA just look absolutely unstoppable right now. They take this high ground. They find picks along the way. Get a sleep onto Ostrix in the back line. Why not? There's the purple. No Kiriko for the cleanse. full steam ahead here for this cart. Once again, here comes just the constant waves out of Ostrix to try to see if they can force TA off balance. Gurmeister was able to pick up one with a tire. Deadeye on the outside, and the pulse bomb. Lord's able to survive. That was a quick combat roll in the corner for the damage mitigation, keeping Lord alive through that. They all are forced to eventually cancel out. They get the kill on a Gurmeister anyway. I mean, you lose the Deadeye, but that's not a huge loss. I don't know why I had the camera on Alba over there, just like clearing mines. That was interesting. What a prediction made, trying to find Anj up on that high ground. That would have been enormous. Anj coming back in with Rally. Lords with a swap over onto the Sombra, but unfortunately, Peekaboo is not alive anymore to follow up on that manual hack. Ooh, a bit of a duel with Gurkmeister there on the outside. God, there's that stupid phrase again. Takuno just flipping back and forth between keeping Gurkmeister at bay and keeping their tank healthy. Keeping TA in this fight. Cardioler, thank you for the follow. KDM got banned last Thursday in their match against Incendia. Fate hit by that Bionade through the sky, but Gurkmeister's able to find a pair. Give me an old heavy fight. NATO engage available, and with the self-destruct, could mean a lot of backline presence here for Tomo. They're not giving it a chance. Anj pops the rally on the high ground, immediately takes down Lorne. Everybody else is forced down low, and TA never even get a chance to pull the trigger of their ultimates. Tomo is, in fact, going to use that self-destruct to get this mech back. I think it was fortunate that they were able to get the mech back at all, with Ostrix trying to roll through. But successfully back on their feet. Here come TA for another attack, and what was a just impeccable 2 minutes has turned into an outstanding defense out of Wasp. Oh no. The combat roll and the nano used to keep Lord alive, but are they too far out of this fight? Great purple lands on Anj, and able to get the healing through the orbital ray. Takuno protected down low by the rally, but here comes a tire on Cookmaster off the top ropes, takes down Alba, takes the rally along with it. Ostrich ends up cornered behind the statue, but Lauren brought down by Hev. Peekaboo, Gucci rather, returns the favor. 2 players left on point from TA. Gurkmeister still here on this off flank, grabs the high ground just as Ostrich comes in with the re-engage. Tomo with a swift move, trying to find some protection, makes it all the way back to point. Gucci recall forced out, but the two have been separated. Nice! Blink pull sticks Anj right in the back. I think that's exactly what TA needed here. Good damage from the Deadeye. Lauren's able to find the pick with the chase. Kind of stuck here on this point for now. And Takuno finds themselves in the path of one of those deadly little gifts out of Ostrix. Taba punches Anj in the face. Says, get back into spawn. And TA now have the numbers. It's not flawless. It's a messy, messy fight. But TA will get this second point on the board. KDM was originally listed starting at the beginning of map 1, but I think it was a mistake. The match then went on hold, and we saw Fate in the lineup for map 1. Oh, Headlands wide of the back line. I was watching Gucci see if they can find some interest to that high ground, but it's Hev who worms their way through the defense, finds that squishy support. Right now, TA firing for position down low. Oh, Tama doesn't quite make it up top. It has the self-destruct. They're going to get back in mech. They are. The self-destruct forced Gurkmeister back. There's 3 players kind of caught in this hallway from... Oh, and Odge gets taken out of their rally. Wasp put themselves into a horrible spot, trying to chase kills, and what a flip of the events. The tables turned here, favoring TA. They shut down the rally. And it was a great play. What a ballsy move. They're on Automata to fly up top during that tire. Now, though, do they have enough? Do they have enough to push it across the line? Alba looks separated with the rally. There's 2 underneath this orbital ray are going to get hunted down. You still have Gucci trying to hold on to this point, but it's versus overwhelming odds. It's as far as TA is going to get. I posed a question whether the lack of Kiriko would be a problem here, and it looked to be giving Wasp fits early, with TA picking up Dorado in 1 solitary fight, which I can't tell you the last time, if ever, I've seen that. I mean, continue that momentum into point B, but get stopped. Stopped there at the end of point C. Liana ends up being not as big a factor as we could have thought. Now, as I say that, saw purple land as well as a slept ostrix here over this opening 30 seconds on Wasp's attack. So perhaps with Takuno now with high ground advantage and defender's advantage, maybe we see the Alana become a bigger factor. Tama pushing it in. Oh, that was a lot of damage. Made it back up top about 30 health. Still eating some grenades out of Gurkmeister there in the back line. Arius is up 2-0 against 0907. Oh my. Bionate lands onto Anj. Ostrix, look at that clever move. That was some cool tech. The wall jump into the pile drive to get up onto the top without using the grapple cooldown. That was a cool piece of tech. Nanum is thrown on to Tama, though. And a Deadeye coming out from the side ground. Let's go check in with Lauren. Lauren's been so good with the Deadeyes. Even if it's just to force an issue, to force a pulse bomb. Ooh, Hev lands a pulse bomb. Speaking of. Okay, so Katie Evans chat saying they are appealing. They are appealing the ban. Fair enough. They're slow normal days as well, says Looter. Watching a good attack out of Wasp squad here. Once again, the rolling waves of pressure is the name of the game. Force the defense off balance. And look how 4 into the back line. Ostrix is playing right now. We'll get that pick on the Lord. Rolling up the stairs. Dancing around. Back into the vault. Does not escape. Hamster Park sprung all over the streets of Dorado. But Wasp do have some high ground control to work with. Let's see if Tom is going to come take it back. For now, we'll chase Hev out from the... and from front of the courthouse. Then it's a move up for that high ground. Bergmeister inside courthouse uses the speed boost to jump right on top of Alba. Great use of that perk. Nanoboost on to Tama here to try to secure this high ground. A couple of ults available, and that orbital has been a fight winner for Wasp throughout this map. Thrown onto the point, forces Tama out. Not able to find much value on the nano engage. Mines in the back, and could be Takuno in a bit of trouble back here. He's able to avoid the mines. Deadeye up top. Lauren is able to take care of Gertmeister with the rally from Alba. This defense holds here on the back of point B. Gritchy with a good hold. Ooh, sleep. That could be a lot of trouble. Oh, what a decision from Lord. Finds the 2 headshots. Never mind the sleeping Ostrix. Take down Fate behind them. Two minutes remain. Ostrix and Hev, excuse me, we're pushing up through Vault. York over here on the right side bridge. Great converge onto that back right-hand side. They're able to pile drive in. Hev coming up with a pair of kills through all of that. And this is going to be enough. A quick fight here on a Wasp. They sent 2 up to the back left high ground. Gertmeister on this far right-hand side, and they all triangulate into that corner. Beautifully set up, brilliantly executed there out of Wasp Odo. Well, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Let's move on. Let's move on. Gertmeister taken out of that tire. Tire was actually killed by the downpour? Did I see that, or was that from the spiked guard? That was interesting. I don't know that I've ever seen that. I think it was a tire killed by spiked guard. $2.15. Remember, Wasp don't have to get the full cap here. Take the map and tie up this lower bracket quarterfinals. They're coming up on that orbital way as well. And I've touched on just how much success they have found with it. Now, with the swap out of Tama moving into this hazard, and this was the same change that got the win back on Volcano. Suddenly, Wasps aren't able to keep that rolling pressure going. They're struggling to get in the front door. The speed of this hazard has been able to lock down both sides. Simultaneous approach out of Ostrix and Hev will get Ostrix all the way back towards the TA spawn. Oh, the pile drive pushes Lauren over. Lauren gets the nano boost out. Deadeye up will get pulse bombed. Tama tries to get the downpour down on the point, and even Nano just takes so much damage. The rest of TA trying to back out. Oh, wow. We're getting I thought I turned off the OWCS Customer one. All right. I swear I've turned that off twice. Mines plus rally. Here to try to secure this map. Anj jumps down from the back high ground. Ostrix finding the rhythm, fighting the waves of pressure. Biodate lands, still goes in looking for Takuno. Lauren's gonna swap over to a to a Torbjorn. A bit of a fight going on the slide roof there. Not sure I've ever seen the duel take place there. Oh, and that is it. Oh, it was the last one alive. Not able to hold the line. Wasp will tie up the series. Okay, so the hybrid flashpoint combo for push. Available now from TA. Okay, it is going to be flashpoint. It's going to be an Esperanza pick from TA with a tank band. It's the Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball band out from TA right there. Guaranteed. Don't have to see it. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in. All right, let's go look at some stats. Oh, that's map 1. Look at the map 2. Hev and Gert getting a lot more involved in this. And Lawrence still, oh my God, still leading the server in damage. Tama and Ostrix very close, 23 and 6 and 25 and 6. About 4,000 more damage. Almost, yeah, actually almost exactly 4,000 more damage. 4,000 and... What is that? 27? Yeah, 4,027 more damage from Tama. I mean, still very damn close. Anj does not have double-digit deaths. All right, the Wrecking Ball ban has anticipated far bet coming in from Wasp. Right. I think this is a... Oh, SkyTour chat. Appreciate you being here. Say a big fan of Mimesis. Nice, nice. I think this is a good map to ban off the Wrecking Ball on. I feel like this is one of Ostrix's best maps. Let's check in on... Oh my God. What? 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 Holy hell, y'all. Like, wow. We're just starting map 3. They are done. Ares had places to be. Like, what on earth happened? What on earth happened? Oh my, a heartbreaker for Dorado 7, but props to Arius. Arius find themselves in top 4 now. Let's go. I mean, you're talking about a team that just barely made it in, right? Like, they make it into a map differential. And actually have the tie with Dreamlight in the map differential. Like, they barely squeak into playoffs. And just 3-0'd 0907. I mean, in quick fashion. In really quick fashion. Impressive. Impressive game. Impressive game there from Arius. All right. We are heading into Esperanza here for map 3. No Ostrix in the lineup with the Wrecking Ball ban in. So Hev, Gurk, and QRXU are all in the lineup here. You know, him is eating all the food. Okay, QRXU is going to pull out a Zarya. Oh, this is like shades of Decay. Like, all right, we're going to stick our DPS player on Zarya. Double speed Ramatra Cop. And from TA. They want to take this brawling and they just want to get in your face. I think they know what to expect here. Judging by what they've rolled out with, I think TA knew exactly what to expect. They've done their homework. And we're anticipating this Zarya Cop. And this is a very speed-heavy, front-loaded brawl with a lot of sustain in this built-in Ramatra with the Takuno Juno to back it up. Still, with all that said, you do have a absolute truckload of punching power. And Tama gets booted. So we may end up doing Extinction. Anyway. Hopefully I'll see y'all back for that one. In the meantime, let's cut back into this map 3. TA and Wasp locked up, knotted at 1 apiece here in your lower bracket quarterfinals. Try to make it to top 4, where they will face the dominant areas. Oh, nice shot from Lord. What an opener. Picks Gertmeister off of that high ground, making life a lot easier here for Tama to move in. Eventually going to finish off QRXU. And Lauren comes up with a second in that fight. That great opener leveraged into a fight win, although not without some casualties. Germany on top. Have lurking around from this high ground. Made their presence known, so Lauren gives them a wide berth. I'm sure you're anticipating this pulse at this point. Yep, there's the double blink in. Lauren, I believe, had the slide. Oh, Lee's has there. Didn't even need the slide, I suppose. Wasp currently protecting their lead from the high ground, so Tama's going to move up on the 2 players that were sitting up top. Trying to self-ult down low with a Kitsune Rush. This could be trouble, though. Lauren's going to get melted. Zarya and Kitsune Rush is just oh so nasty. I still don't know what skin that is. It's a cool skin. Okay, windows set up. Lauren trying to come in behind and break it. So it's TA really taking their time on this approach. They don't just send all 5 up the cup. What a move from Anj. W Anj just bullies Lauren in the corner. Trying to get the Suzu out to get the pulse in. But Fate doesn't bite. Meanwhile, there is a Graviton Surge up front. Tama moves in, though. There goes Fate down. Now this is a free pulse bomb. You know what? You can just steal away the bot. Why not? We did get close spawns unlocked here from Wasp. They got that checkpoint. Peekaboo is Gucci. Uberagi, thank you for the follow. Tire out of Kirkmeister. Try to clear this high ground just in one fell swoop. Does have that nitro boost on it. There it is. Been able to pick up a couple kills with it already, but while all this was happening, as we were taking a tour on the tire, Lawrence found first blood in this fight. Downpour catches Anj in the back. Ooh, but Gucci is just filled. Got absolutely demolished trying to move in for that finish onto Anj. Still missing their tank. Wasp are in no position to contest this cap, and we're going to get a checkpoint picked up here from TA. Very close to a lead, with Tama coming up with a follow-up kill on the Gertmeister. This is looking like clean sailing to soar past this yellow line. Fate gets a touch. Lead protected. Momentarily, yeah, lead protected by about a meter. Sound barrier invested. Quick disengage out of TA, though. They're just going to back up to their own high ground. They don't really have much to respond with, but you know what? Just one good loaded rail shot from Lauren's all you need. It's all it takes from Lauren to deliver that opening fight, that opening kill. Potential fight win. Thomas struggling to get through this health bar of QRXU, though. The heal's so good from Fate. I mean, just infinite bubbles. Oh, but the stick is good! Somehow, through all the infinite bubbles, Gucci finds the window for a double kill pulse bomb. Ridiculous. What a play out of Gucci. Gertmeister still lurking. Is it enough for the lead? Yeah, you betcha. Yevis? Appreciate the follow. It's a cool name. I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering the pronunciation. QRXU, 90% towards another grab coming in this next fight. You do have the orbital from Takuno, though. Takuno, I mean, just ideal for keeping a hazard alive through Graviton Surge. Keep an eye on Hev, sneakily moving underneath. There's the orbital ray up. The grab is into the back line. Didn't catch anything. Actually, it may have got one. We see Alba was taken out of this fight early, but everything else is coming up all TAs. Gucci comes up with two more. Looking for the third. TA have all the tools they need to take this home. A sound barrier to match that from Anj, which is going to come out immediately. Lauren has this overclock down the long sidelines. Tama not able to catch anybody. Oh, does get one. Got QRQ off in the corner, but isn't themselves caught in a trap. Gertmeister with the tires only able to find Alba, and that's not going to be enough to stop TA from pushing this over the line. Lauren and Tama clean up here right around the bot. Hev trying to hold on. Stall looking for QRQ to return on a Doomfist is there. Anj returns as well. Getting chased in by Tama. Doesn't quite find the pick, but QRQ is dead. Anj is the only one left here to try to hold on. I say that Gertmeister returns on the venture, able to stall this overtime out a little bit longer. A couple of shots land, but not enough to find a pick. Tama and Alba continue to mount up kills, favoring TA. And keeping a Waspo in a desperate situation here in this map 3. Moments from the cap. There's the recall. Touch from Hev. Gertmeister's felled. Anj is on the point. We do have a consideration up from Fate, and Hev throws a pulse bomb in. The pulse bomb will not land. Looks like it got blocked by Tama. Couple shots onto Alba, but not enough to find anything significant. The Kitsune Rush does buy enough time for reinforcements to show up here for Waspo. No. And they're able to stabilize, if only for a moment. It cost them everything, and Takuno will be coming back here with an orbital ray. Oh, and Tama with an opening pick is already clear out this side. Downpour will catch Anj right next to him. Oh, what a terrible spot. That is an L Anj, unfortunately. Orbital ray almost celebratory. And TA move up to 2-1. The hazard, the clutch pick back on map 1. We're able to tilt the balance of that 99-99 fight of that map over into TA's favor. A map that, won by a single team fight. Come back with the hazard here. Conjoined with the Wrecking Ball ban. Perfect. And TA able to exploit one of the big fallacies of not a one-trick team, but, being so specialized. I mean, I love a team that's willing to go against the grain and kind of, find their own path, play by the beat of their own drum, whatever idiom you want to throw in there. So a Blizzard World pick from Wasp. See if they can force this map 5. Obvious tank bans have come through from both sides. The Winston and now the Wrecking Ball have been banned out. Teams are going to have to get creative now, I think, to try to thwart each other. It is going to be a tank ban still. Do they target the hazard? That would be the next obvious one, I suppose. I'm anticipating that would be a hazard ban from Wasp. Makes sense. Let's look at some stats there from map 3. Tama goes 28-2 on the hazard. And you can see why, yeah, that's probably our next ban coming through. Definitely MVP of that map. Most damage, fewest deaths, highest elims. We do have TA up 2-1 here in the lower bracket quarterfinals. We are getting into map that is not map 4. That is my ugly mug. Why do I always do that? Oh my goodness, Fix Red Eyes with the Prime. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right, just to remember, just to remind y'all, this is a Wasp map pick. And they have gotten Ostrix back in. So, also as a reminder, previously one of the issues we had was Ostrix didn't make it into the lineup coming into map 4. I speculated that might have been some sort of error. Does look like that was the case. We are having the return of the Wrecking Ball heading into Blizzard World. The Diva ban here from Wasp No, which I thought they might go for the hazard ban with just how much problems Tama gave them in map 3. I thought they might go for the hazard ban, but they're holding on to it, perhaps saving that just in case they get the map 5. Means you have to beat the hazard here on Blizzard World first. Wasp have been able to take up some strong positioning on top of Griffin, giving them sightlines down into the back line as Heaven and Ostrix are going to try to converge onto the supports. Good protection from Alba and able to thwart the initial attack, but are forced off that high ground, kind of down into Snaxorama for a little bit more cover. This will open up some space here for Wasp to move on to this objective. See the pile drive in. The shot doesn't quite land. Alba's able to shield bash out back into Snacks. Protection of that Mega and the rest of the team. Has recall forced out. Wasp have been able to move in on the far side of the point. A little very quick spin to win. The blender out from Ostrix on the point. There's actually names for all of the little tech. Heaven was able to get out of there. Anj not so lucky, though. Anj was at 1 health. Hev managed to recall, I think it was, but the defense have whittled down these forces. Tama with the air kill on the spike guard to finish off Fate in this attack for once and for all. Defense coming up on your first round of ultimates. Anj not too far behind with the rally, so might be the target coming into this. Gucci puts the pulse in. I hit the wrong button, but, you know, Anj goes down. That pulse not on, excuse me, that rally not on the table. Select on a move. Out of Gucci here. 2 minutes have been eaten off the clock here on this defense. Ostrix worked all the way around to the backside. Hev trying to move in to try to see if they can coordinate here on the dive. Hev pushed in through Mega's side. Looks like the attention turned onto the hazard for now. Lauren with the overclock leaps out from the cover. Rally has been invested here from Anj to try to push on to this point. Survive through the OC. Mines in conjunction with that and comes up with a kill on Lauren. 5v4 favoring Wasp's attack. Anj gets cut down. We're back into an even series or an even team fight, but QRXU survives with about 30 health in that OC. Wasp get the edge, and here with about a minute to go, we'll start getting percentage on the board. So Thomas still alive down here in the Lost and Found. The jagged wall up prevented the escape, but there's the peel from QRXU. Puts it into that. And a 5v3. Wasp should be able to fend off this retake. Cost them the orbital ray to do it, though. So TA at least forced Wasp to invest. It's not a free cap. And one of their most important in team fight successful ultimates has to be invested there just to make sure they can cap that point A. Peekaboo with the pulse. Forced to recall. Oh, that shot's gonna get Fate low. Peekaboo can't quite wrestle him down. AKA Gucci. Still searching for a spot to use the pulse. Here comes the cleanse on the high ground. Oh, no. QRXU jumps up there thinking that they can just take care of Gucci. And immediately they're watching a respawn timer, thinking about their decisions. And this extremely close hold continues to find pay dirt for TA's defense. Nice kill from him, though. That's the opener you needed. Say, Ostrix has got mines as well. Drop this on the high ground. Good facing from Alba. Does nice damage on the pile drive, but can't protect Kuno through the subsequent shots. And that's all Wasp needs. They just need to get a toe in the door. A small hamster-sized toe. And they're able to crowbar the rest of it open. Crack this defense, secure themselves some high ground. I say that, QRXU has been forced low. Mine's an overclock from Waspo Node, trying to secure this cap. We'll get Kuno with him. It ends up being a trade onto the Junos. Rally from Alba, just forced out of the fight. Not able to move in and really support Tamara or Gucci up front. Both of which meet a grisly end. That's going to be 2 points on the board. Oh, the touch from Alba at the very end. Lauren gets shut down. Tries to pop the overclock. Tries to make the hero play to save this cap. And immediately ends up just denied, thwarted, nothing. Spec, good to see you hit. Lauren gets 2v1 here in the back line. The rest of the defense pushed very far forward. Ends up being a 2-2 trade. Ev goes back to start progress on the cart. Gucci was still fighting a 1v3. Stalls out, but doesn't make it out alive. Doesn't get a chance to use the pulse either. Oh, just dancing around to pick up those kills. Tama's gonna find 3 with that downpour, but the orbital rate was just so strong. Perfectly timed, well positioned, keep everybody alive through it. Wasp now have the choke completely in a vice grip. Tama is trying to tiptoe through some explosive tulips, gets whip shot off the point and cannot get back in time to contest. 3 points on the board, 36 seconds on the clock here for Wasp. Lars, what's up, my goat? Appreciate you being here. Congrats on the big Doug. Congrats on the big 3-0, Lars. Huge, huge. Lawrence sticking with Cass. Wants that extra damage. Also, the combat roll and the kind of the sustain of the Cassidy has proven very useful here for Lauren throughout this series so far. Fight taking place in front of the stables here. Unusual spot for defense to try to engage, but they make it work. They catch TA as they're trying to stage. Don't let the backline get positioned. And the front line does not have the support they need. A flawless fight there out of Wasp to start things off. Boop! Oh, not quite enough. Get you with presence on the high ground. Tama able to press all the way up to the back corner. An ideal spot. The wall just a touch late to prevent the escape of QRXU. Ostrix is back on the point here for a contest. Heavy Moon in the back line blinks through, get the health pack. Now still looking to set up and stage for this pulse. A dangerous position for Hev to be entrenched here underneath the snacks. Once again, I mean, TA love hitting the spot. I think that hit the shield, but it's still enough to take Alba down. Tama trying to give chase. Melted on the stairs. Ooh. Bit of a boop there. Sent Takuno to swim with the Sharks as well. Second fight going in Wasp's favor, but they do give up one of the ticks this time around. Both tracers failed immediately. Takuno's going to throw an orbital ray here from this high ground position. Lauren goes all the way up and over. Tama picking up 2 through all of that. So you got orbital as well as the downpour invested. Pulse thrown in a bit early in the fight as well. And despite Hev with the opening pick with the Pulse Bomb, we are going to get that cap coming through in about 3.5 minutes. Here for TA to work with. Push through point B. Ostrix looked dangerously isolated, but the wrecking ball gets out. Returns to, well, with friends to drive Tama off of that high ground. Takuno with the roll through combined with the torpedoes. And that's the end of Takuno. Catching them all the way back here. Don't expect to see, you know, a final blow from Juno torpedoes back in that spot. That wall was just in the nick of time. I think, actually, Tama may have saved somebody's life with that wall now that I'm looking at it. Koala, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. How far forward that defense is pushed up. It goes back to that just relentless style here for Wasp Bono. With the Ana swap. Perhaps she's nano on Tama or even on the Lord. Could break this open. Another pulse lands. Hev has been so good with those today. Unbelievable. Now, Gucci does, you know, find some revenge and is got a present in their own pocket here for Wasp No. We'll see if this one has the accuracy that has previous 2 pulse bombs have had. Looking for that, looking for the brig. Anja's able to thwart them for a moment. Gucci does not find the right spot. And looks to try to get it done to the neutral. Gets forced off the top. Here comes Ostrix with the peel. Lauren is able to clean off Fate from the front line, though, while this is going on in the back. Oh, I was trying to hide down on Minnie. Almost got the whip shot kill, but in the end, it is going to be TA who clean up here. A clumsy-looking fight, but they get it done. Beautiful downpour will catch Fate immediately. Not before the orbital hits the ground, obviously. Lord dance alongside, catches QRXU on the jump shot. Sleep landed from Takuno onto Ostrix as well to protect the backline while all of this is going on. The 2 back-to-back fight wins here out of TA. I would anticipate with just how fast Wasp like to re-engage and the stall potential here from Ostrix, there's probably going to be a third fight. You can see them racing to get back to contest. Ostrix had used mines in that previous fight, so I think... Well? Yeah, not much to hold. This is just going to be the rally out of Anj. Beautiful pair of kills from Taba to ensure this cap get an extra 90 seconds on the clock. Throughout the series, Wasp have been pretty darn good in the big ult fights, but both support ults falling a bit flat in that one. Not able to contest. You do get everything out from TA on the other side, so both teams looking a bit dry. QRXU with the only check mark in the lobby as of right now. Not the best place for an overclock around the Z curve, but you know what? Leaping out here in Maine, you can get lots of good sight lines, including the head of Takuno. Hey, able to make it out one piece. Did not find a suitable spot to drop the ultimate. There's just a play on the corner. Ostrix coming up on mines. Big move all the way in the back. Actually, it's the top of the wall for the pile drive. Clever, and it's going to yield a kill onto Alba as well. Takuno there to back up their Tracer player. 4v3 here for TA as they move on to the point. But Tama dangerously low on this objective with 38 seconds to go. Takuno comes up with another kill in this fight. And it's a 4v3 favoring TA at the moment. Takuno survives with a little help there from Alba. The brig pack's coming in just in the nick of time. $20 seconds. TA need to be flawless here for the final stretch. 2 more fight wins I think are going to be required, but they've got the ultimates to do it. Downpour will catch both supports in the back. Fate will drop. The pulse actually went onto the wrong target. You needed to throw the pulse onto the brig. Rally is up here from Alba. Takuno still in this fight, trying to fight off the right side. Misses the sleep dart, has the nano boost, gets it up. It actually moves on to Tama. Manages to dance that around Alba, who finds Ostrix through that. Can Tama do anything with this nano boost? Just uses it to survive for now. Head still pressuring from behind. No. That's QRXU? Who is back in the backline? Odds rally on the point. Orbital thrown up as well. QRXU is able to drive everyone away. All it takes is a kill onto Tama, and that'll do it. We're going to map 5. Okay, any map that has not been played yet is in the map pool here for TA to choose from. And it's going to be Lijiang Tower. Take a look at some stats from map 4. Gucci and Lauren kept a lot quieter there in that map. I mean, still have a combined, 28,000 damage, 28.5 thousand damage. But, also have most deaths in the lobby at 12 and 13. I mean, Fate is close. Fate and Anj. Look, I mean, the back line of Wasp getting the brunt of the force from TA in that one. Hazard and Soldier banned out, so Wasp banning out the Hazard. Don't have to ask on that. Soldier banned out. Interesting pick. Since, I mean, TA have kind of gone more into the Cassidy here for the anti-wrecking ball. This is actually a very smart ban. Once again, we appreciate your patience. It is time to finally get into our 5th and final decider map. Here for your lower bracket quarterfinals. Winner will move on to face the Red Hot Arius. Loser will be watching from my chat. Or from somebody's chat. The Hazard kind of been the linchpin, the X factor here from TA. Not quite able to find the success there in that map 4. But that was on a Wasp map pick of Blizzard World. We're back into a TA pick, and with everything to choose from, they go to Lijiang Tower. They had any game mode they wanted, any map that hadn't been played yet in the pool. So a very strong pick advantage here for map 5. Although, I mean, it's an open trade there to start. First Blood technically goes to Wasp, but it's immediately traded back out. Ostrix goes and grabs a Mega from the far side, converging with Hev on this objective, where TA started to get some capture percentage, but some good shots out of Lore, and, oh, followed up by Gucci. And Lore and Gucci just making it insanely dangerous for anybody to get onto this point. Giving TA first cap here on map 5. I love the short movements. One of the hardest things to master with a wrecking ball is playing in very close, tight spaces. And Ostrix is so good at it. You see the little jump across the gap, as well as just the short move to get up through the window. That was just really cool stuff. Nice little micro. Both Deadeyes were invested into that. QRXU wins the showdown with the OK Corral between our two Cassidys. Oh, I don't know how that pulse missed. Nice one clip on the QRXU, though. Still with Tama not in this fight. Gucci seems to be the only player remaining for TA. And here comes the chase. Tama back in the map. We saw this for literally one team fight back on Volcano. And Tama immediately gave it up. Hev was threatening the backline. It ends up back here up front. Gonna with the orbital onto the point. And that's gonna result in a couple of kills here from that front line. Rally popped in a 3v5, and it's still not enough to keep Ostrix alive. The rally will fall a bit flat here. We're gonna get another flip of the point. Darn close to percentage. 5%. Separating our two squads here with TA grabbing control and exacerbating their lead. Well, Ostrix went way over the top. Whoops, sorry, wrong button. Ostrix went way over the top of the tea house. Alma with a kill in the rally on the point. I think everybody from TA has been able to get on the correct side of these mines. Tama had to kind of hold up in the tea house there for a moment, but it was a brief distraction and then a swift re-engage out of TA to close this one out. Gucci in a bit of a 1v2 on the outside. Hev coming up to help Ostrix out. And there's that on the outside again. Gotta get that out of my vocabulary. Orbital ready. Ostrix loops around. Go up towards main. Here comes the orbital over the point, headed towards the wrecking ball. But nice flip of the map here from TA. They just take the elevator side. Ostrix trying to blend her a bit against the Maga of Tama. Tama just shrugs it off. A little bit more than a mosquito bite there for the giant Malga. Good skull will do enough damage. Rob was able to find a kill onto Fate. Pulls from Hev, not gonna hit. Tama's able to just leap out of the way from that. Catches the wrecking ball in the cage fight. Ideal scenario. The hardest target to get. And Tama locks him down. Here with 99% on the board. Wrecking ball doesn't look nearly as powerful when you're locked down. Nowhere to go. You take away the mobility, the strongest aspect. Now it's desperation time. Here for Wasp on this point. QRXU with the Genji blade is able to dash through Lauren. Let's go to some QRXU Pav. Taking too much damage though. Gucci shows up for 2. Doesn't even have an ultimate to work with. Still able to double down. That's going to be the finish on to Ostrix, and TA secure this first cap. That did not work nearly as well as I wanted it to. First fight went pretty well there for Wasp Moto. Ooh, good positioning. Forces the move from Lauren, but Lauren's able to roll forward and pick up a kill on the Fate. You know, couldn't back up. Had nowhere to go but forward. Still getting chased here. Oh, beautiful headshot to finish off QRXU. Gone to a Symmetra for the first time here today. And the unusual kind of brawly variation of this Wrecking Ball comp. Not finding the mark here in this first fight. Flawless from TA. Oh no, quick! I'm so sorry! Great teleport out of QRXU to close the gap against Gucci. I'm trying to melt down Takuno as well. So as clean, as flawless as that first fight was for TA, second fight looking equally good here from Wasp as they flip this thing on its head. Macho, I appreciate the plug. Hashtag ad. Stupid ads. I'm sorry, y'all. Mine's up and a good roll through will push Lauren into him. Gucci responds. Rally up here from Elba. Trying to get away. The shield bash back to the Mega. Tama with the intercept to body block the stairwell. And nice little moves just to help TA survive, using their own rally to do so. But now with the photon barrier up on the point, it's going to become increasingly difficult, particularly with this Blizzard in play. Hev still making it back onto the objective. Looks like Tom and the rest of TA were just trying to force Ostrix off at this point. No, when they return, there's a Blizzard and an Orbital waiting for them. Alba is able to LOS the Blizzard. Tama gets taken down, but not before throwing a cage fight into this. And that cage fight is going to be leveraged into a fight win. A late Orbital invested from Takuno, though, makes this a very heavy investment. Fake over to a Zenyatta just to try to keep Gucci out of their spawn doors. A little extra punching power, extra discord, perhaps, to take that extra 20% health from the Maga's pool. Peekaboo close to this pulse, momentarily blocked by a Mei wall. Has to avoid the brig as well. Backs up and Hev gets it. Gucci thwarted 7% away from their poles. A beautiful Mei wall isolates Tama. And they're easy pickings at that point. Systematic team fight out of Wasp gets them control. But 99% on the board here for TA. Give me rally for rally. Mines available. not able to move up and secure the choke, just kind of fall back up to the objective. Tama with the swap over to this Orisa. One good neutral fight will do it, but they're going to have to do it without Lord, at least in this early half, and it's a quick disengage coming out from TA. Cryo freeze just in time to deny the energy jab damage. That would have been the end of Hev and a great opener. Oh, what a read! Fade with the Transcendence here over the middle of the point. Mine's gonna block one direction, the entire Wasp sails up the other, and TR are left with no other option but to turn tail and run. This one's going to 99.99, and we're gonna have a lot of ultimates to throw in this fight. This one's gonna get messy. A Blizzard could just isolate the backline from the front. It's going to be thrown down in the front door immediately, but the speed ring seems to have gotten everybody across the line. QRXG with a Deadeye currently on the point. Lauren watching a respawn timer. No DPS left standing here for TA as they try to move back onto this objective. Backline under a lot of pressure there from Hev and Ostrix. The Tama is there for the peel, and Peekaboo shows back up. Gucci eliminating some of that pressure. There's the flip here for TA. Gucci goes out looking for the pulse. We're going to get an orbital ray thrown onto this point. It's just Ostrix holding it down at this 99.99. The pulse lands onto Anj. They are gone. The return of Lauren on the Sombra puts the hack and the pressure onto Ostrix. That'll close it out. TA, get it done in 5. They will move on to face Arius in your lower bracket semifinals. Oh, and that last map was custom made. We don't get any stats. Well, that one had all kinds of cinema. My goodness. The number 1 seed does, in fact, come out on top over your number 7 seed and Wasp. No, but it took them all 5 maps to get it there. We've had 4 3-0s and 4 map 5s so far in this bracket. I mean, truly a banger map 5. Truly. But that is all I have got for you for now. We're knee deep in playoffs now. Things are getting interesting. The cinema is real. The cinema is real. And I appreciate everybody being here to enjoy it along with me. Thank you, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. That's all I got for you for now. I'll see you back here for a little bit later on for some NA. Stay awesome, stay hydrated, be kind to each other. Yeah. Be good humans. Bye, friends.